I'm not a doctor, but there's gotta be a few side effects from getting a ballistic lobotomy. Even if the entry didn't knock anything loose, you'd think Doc Mitchell pulling out the pieces might have smoothed out a wrinkle here or there. Nevertheless, Hydrogen survived his brush with death, and now Doc here thinks having us fiddle with a circus machine and having us look at some ink blots is gonna fix all the neurological damage we've sustained. But we know something's off. Everything is level 1. All our skills, all our special stats, they're all 1. At least we could fire our guns 20% faster at the cost of less stability. The trauma left our muscles a bit jittery, so we can pull the trigger faster, but we can't aim too good. Instead of trying to fix this issue with some of the accuracy granting perks, we'll just lean into it as hard as possible. Shotguns, baby. Accuracy is an optional feature. The first thing we do once we leave his house is drop all the DLC plugin loot in order to avoid any unnecessary advantages. And then we run our BAT command from our BAT utility belt. It just runs a bunch of Force AV console commands. We have to run it twice though, because at first, it sets all our special stats to 1 and all of our skills to 0. Running it a second time sets everything to 1. I don't know why. Computers. So a normal character will start with all of their tag skills at around level 35-ish. With our intelligence so low, we're only getting 10.5 skill points per level up, so to get to level 35 in just a single skill, we'll need to level up about 3 times, at least. We're starting off behind, obviously, and we're never going to catch up, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't try. Point is, we need to do all the easy quests we can, as soon as we can, just so we can reach some level of effectiveness. We need XP, and that's why we're going through the tutorial with sunny smiles. XP is XP, no matter how little it is. Regardless of how quickly we level up though, our perk choices will be severely limited, since many perks have special stat requirements, usually 4, 5, 6, 7 or higher. But I have a plan. It involves shotguns and companions. See, in New Vegas, enemies killed by companions grant us XP, and some companions in this game are damn strong, certainly stronger than us. But what companion will we get? Ooh, mystery, leave a comment, and engagement.
Go give him hell.
As you can see, our accuracy is terrible. Using a weapon when you don't meet its strength requirement doesn't alter the damage, but it does make your scrawny little noodle arms wobble back and forth. I can deal with poor accuracy though. I'm intimately familiar with games with weird accuracy mechanics. The bloat flies, although bloated, are just as hard to hit as mantises, somehow. Open grave. Remind me to come back here when we find a shovel. After we finish up with Sunny, we have no real choice but to deal with Goodspring's powder ganger problem. It's a rather easy quest, since it won't just be us fighting the enemies, so that means easy XP, but also a bunch of gear to sell. With one luck, we can't really exploit the casinos for caps, so we gotta take what we can get where we can get it. All the enemies we kill have loot, and that loot is worth stuff. Oh, and if I happen to say gold instead of caps at any point, you know what I mean, alright? We talk to Ringo, the caravaner the powder gangers are looking for, and we tell him to get ready for a fight. Sunny is more than willing to help, but the other inhabitants of the town will need a bit more convincing. But there's nothing we can do to get them to help, since our skills are so low, so it's just the 3 of us. Even though everyone will help anyway, because they're going to be getting shot at. Our first level up, 11 skill points, and it's all going to guns. America. And our first perk choice is between Confirmed Bachelor, Intense Training, and Lady Killer. Intense Training would let us increase a single special stat by a single point, but we want the damage bonus that comes from Confirmed Bachelor. 10% increased damage against male opponents, and outside of combat, we may have unique dialogue when dealing with male NPCs. Lady Killer is the same, but for female NPCs. There are more men in New Vegas than women, so we gay. Happy Pride. A month late, but whatever. As it turns out, I've been informed, people can be gay all year round, not just in June. Before starting the battle, we take a look at Chet's shop, buy a shovel and a recharger rifle. The shovel is for grave robbing. The rifle is for unlimited ammunition. It's an energy weapon that recharges over time. We'll still have abysmal accuracy with it, but if we happen to run out of ammo for our other guns for whatever reason, we'll still have this as a backup. We spend most of the fight cowering behind these bulletproof crates, while the rest of the town deals with the powder gangers. It's not that I don't want to help. I just don't think my contributions will be all that significant to the war effort. With the day 1, we enter no man's land and collect the spoils. A war crime, I believe. But if there's one thing I've learned from the Fallout series, it's that war is mutable. Always changing. Never the same. War changes. What's that? It never changes. So why do we keep doing it? This guy has a single shotgun. We'll be taking that. No, Cheyenne! Sunny, Cheyenne,
That'll teach the powder gangs to avoid.
She has nothing to say. The wasteland truly makes you cold, as if somebody had wished for nuclear winter in Sunny's very heart. Before heading out into adventure, we dump all this loot off with Chet, because no matter what world you're in, the merchants will always buy your garbage. Maybe that's what makes an RPG an RPG. The geckos on the way to Prim are a problem, but thankfully we can just barely outrun them by backpedaling. And Robo Joe over here gave us a hand. A claw. The city of Prim. We won't be stopping here. The escaped prisoners will annihilate us.
You better get out of here.
Is it my accuracy that's the problem? Or is New Vegas just janky like that sometimes? That was point blank.
They killed her!
Wasn't that fun? Got some metal armor back there, so it wasn't a total waste. 8 points of damage threshold. Pretty good. It does provide -1 agility, but that doesn't matter since 1 is as low as it can go. So anything negative is irrelevant. Uh-oh. Scorpions. Shit. Oh, these scorpions are rad as hell, dude. Ah, we've made it to the Statue of Mediocrity. A monument to everything the NCR has to offer. A rusty handshake. It's been 200 years, guys. You can figure out how to make new metal. Not new metal, but new metal. In the Mojave outpost, we take a nap to heal up a bit, in one of the unowned beds of course, because some of the troops have claimed their own disgusting mattress, and then we sell a bunch of the junk we collected on the way to Lacey. The ammo we won't be using, the armor, the weapons, typical stuff. Before leaving the outpost, we have a chat with Ranger Ghost. They call her that because she likes to rattle chains after midnight and go, "Ooh." I assume. Why else would they call her Ghost? She senses there's trouble in Nipton and would like us to investigate. That sounds like easy XP to me. We're passing through Nipton anyway. Oh, you guys didn't remind me. I said we were going to grave rob once we got a shovel. We've had a shovel for a while now, and you've said nothing. I'm starting to think YouTube videos aren't an effective method of two-way communication. I desecrated these graves, and all I got were these lousy bullets. Anyway, back to the outpost. To the east is Nipton, as well as Novac, our primary destination. I think you know what's waiting for us there. And if you don't, Boone. It's Boone, a companion, Boone.
Like that?
As much as I'd like to kill as many enemies as possible, it just ain't doable right now. The smarter course of action is to avoid any and all confrontation where possible. At least until we get our companion, then we can kill everyone. The scorpions are easier to deal with on account of them being gunless. The glorious town of Nipton. Those banners remind me of Durrani's banners from Daggerfall.
Yeah! Who won the lottery? I did!
He's worth 20 XP. That's almost half a side quest. I'm sure we'll be fine. Do the crucified fellas give XP when we kill them? Nope. Damn. What's the point of being merciful if there's no reward for it? Volpe's Inculta tells us to beware his crew of LARPers. They just got done executing everyone in this town for being a horde of degenerates. Big words coming from a guy being vored by a fox. Doesn't it look like the fox's mouth is just really wide open? It looks like a friggin' Golbat. He tells us to spread the word about the Legion's inability to behave like an actually functioning society. Maybe not that exact vocabulary, but tomato tomato. Inside the town hall, they left behind a pack of their dogs. And boy howdy did I have a good time giving them all them good boots, give them the pets. What the hell just happened there? Wow. Did I have a fun time giving all them good boys pats? I think I had a stroke. Every pet gives us XP. This got us to level 3. 10 more points to guns. No perk this time though. We only get perks on even levels. What a convenient thing, fast travel. We bounce back to the Mojave outpost and let Ranger Ghost know what's gone down at Nipton. The Legion being this far west is troubling news for the NCR. I hope they figure it out. I just wanted those 200 points of XP. It's funny, on this whole journey so far, we've been beset by bandits and gang members at every opportunity. And the only time we find one of the regional powers actually doing something about the chaos It's Caesar's goddamn Legion. If you didn't know anything about this game, you'd think the Legion was an ends justify the means sort of faction. Anything to restore order to the world. They're cruel, but they are dealing with the powder gangers. Of course, Obsidian threw in some crucified folks just to drive home the point that the Legion is evil, and an accurate portrayal of the Roman Empire's brutality. Meanwhile, the NCR is useless, either because they can't help, or they don't want to help. They lost an entire prison, letting a bunch of powder gangers run amok, and they haven't cleaned up their mess. Why aren't they dealing with this bandit choke point? Why not have guards patrolling the area? This is right near Nipton. Why didn't Volpes clean up the gangers on this ridge? Is it because they actually don't care about the gangs and they're more interested in the theater of slaughter? Probably that. Legion, NCR. Lawful evil, lawful neutral. At best. Worry not, New Vegas. You're saved. Ooh, caravan shotgun. 2 shots per reload rather than 1, like with the single shotgun. I wonder why they named it that. Did you know tumbleweed is actually an invasive species in the US? They're native to Eurasia, but managed to work their way over here, as many things have, and now they're a mainstay in westerns and western-adjacent media, like New Vegas. New Vegas is a bit of a western, don't you think? A lot of different plant species use this method of seed dispersal. It's basically a light, dry bundle of fibers with seeds attached to it. Because they're so light, and ball-shaped, it's easy for the wind to send them long distances away from where they grew, distributing the seeds of the offspring as far from the parent's original location as possible. When fields are cleared for even the briefest amount of time, they go nuts and just pop up like weeds that tumbled in. Fire breaks are usually barren, and tumbleweed just love that, defeating the purpose of a fire break. New Vegas should be filled with these things. Damage threshold is such a weird mechanic. I think I'd rather have enemies with more health. It just sucks when you shoot a dude point blank and their health bar doesn't move. I'd rather armor reduce damage by a percentage, not completely negate it if it's not enough. Maybe I'm misunderstanding damage threshold, but the idea is, if an enemy has 8 points of damage threshold, if you don't do 8 points of damage, you're not going to do damage. You need to do 9 points of damage to do 1 point of damage. Pretty brutal. As soon as we arrive in Novac, we do a little bit of bartering with Cliff, mostly trading ammo, and then speak with Boone during his shift as the Night's Watch. Since we're an outsider, and outlander, if you will, he thinks we might have an easier time with the favor he asks of us. His wife was taken by the Legion some time ago, and he wants us to figure out who in Novac is responsible. Of course, as far as anybody else knows, his wife just vanished mysteriously. But he knows there's no way it wasn't an inside job, and he knows the Legion has something to do with it. All we need to do is lure the guilty individual to the front of his sniper's perch while we're wearing his trusty recon beret, and he'll handle the rest. You can go around asking people about this and that, or you can pickpocket Jeannie Mae's key and read the bill of sale in her safe. Pickpocketing always has at least a 5% chance to succeed, by the way, regardless of your perks or levels. It'll never go below 5%, so there's always a chance. The bill of sale notes that Jeannie Mae sold out Carla for 1,000 caps, and should the baby that she's carrying reach maturity, the Legion will pay Jeannie Mae an additional 500 caps. Yeah, Jeannie, just stand right over there for a second. For this quest, we not only get 150 XP, but Boone gives us a beret that boosts our critical strike chance, and he'll tag along with us as a follower. A strong follower. And we level up. 11 more points to guns. And I'm also going to take the cannibalism perk, to heal when we're in the field. Companions don't really care if you eat people in front of them. In retrospect, I should have just gone with intense training. The cannibalism perk, I'll basically never use it. So Boone's going to be carrying us for a bit. I mean, look how awful this service rifle is against a small rad scorpion. Meanwhile, he's two-shotting the big ones.
Over there. All clear.
After heroically pulling Boone out of Scorpion Gulch, we arrive in the Hidden Valley, and as soon as the two of us enter one of these bunkers, we ascend to level 5. That's just how many scorpions I managed to kill. All on my own. Enough to get a whole nother level. 10 more points to guns. We're here in the Hidden Valley, looking for ranch, because we're going to join the Brotherhood of Steel. Or at least help them out long enough that they give us power armor. Power armor provides a ton of damage threshold, radiation resistance, and some sets can boost your special stats. There's no reason not to get it. It just takes time. There are other means of getting it, but I want to do it this way. Yeah, there's Arcade Ganon, but he's busy kidnapping a princess or hunting geometric shapes. There are a few ways to get the Dark Brotherhood, the Brotherhood of Steel, to actually speak with you, but most of those ways involve progressing further into the main quest. We haven't even made it to the Strip yet, so that's not an option right now. Instead, we go northeast of the bunkers until we happen upon these friendly fellas. Do you think the centaurs are singular individuals who mutated, or are multiple individuals that got merged together? Is it a when day breaks sort of situation? Each one gives 50 XP, and Boone makes quick work of them. Although this pistol ain't doing too bad if I'm honest. To my knowledge, the only thing that excess radiation does in New Vegas is reduce your special stats, bottoming out at 1. So, radiation's kind of a non-issue, for now at least. In this crater are 2 dead Brotherhood paladins. We take all their loot, repairing one set of power armor with the other, because carry weight, and we read the mission holotape. Their secret passphrase is, "the better part of valor." By speaking it to the intercom, in one of the Hidden Valley bunkers, the Brotherhood emerges and kidnaps us. In normal circumstances, they would have just killed us. But instead, Elder McNamara wanted to meet with us. He's got a job for us. Ain't that convenient for us? There's an NCR ranger snooping around topside, and he needs us to get rid of him. There are a few pathways you can take with this if you have certain skills at certain levels, but we don't have any of those, so...
What was that for? All mine.
Fortunately, becoming a companion of the courier makes you amoral, and Boone didn't seem to mind helping. This ranger's patrol armor has almost double the damage threshold as our metal armor, and his hunting rifle might be useful as well. My fellow brothers, I bring you excellent news. They do not like my new armor. Pleased with our success, McNamara has a new task for us. Make contact with the 3 patrols he had sent out into the Mojave. That, or collect the holotapes from their bodies. Simple enough. If we progress through Head Paladin Hardin's questline, staging a coup against McNamara, we'd actually get power armor training sooner, but I think McNamara's armor is better. Also, the Catch the Virus minigame was annoying. I tried once and gave up. The 3 recon teams will be at the Repconn headquarters, the Nellis Air Force Base, and atop Black Mountain. We already got that last one though. The other 2 are rather spread out from one another. So I think our best option is getting to New Vegas proper first. We can get a big chunk of XP by finding Benny and progressing the main quest, but there are also several shops around the strip that might have weapons worth buying. The Repconn facility is on the way, however, so we'll pop in since we're in the area. The robots in the lobby aren't aggressive, but there are some locked doors we gotta get through.
Careful. They may be safe to drink, but your stomach is the last.
Easy to kill, and 25 XP each? Ooh, these robots were dealt quite the awful hand. See, we need to get the key to get into the planetarium because the door is just too damn sturdy. And beyond the planetarium is Jenny Millett's security keycard, which we use to update the security software. This will let us add our face to their facial recognition database. That way the robots don't attack us.
How may I serve you, master?
Become XP.
All mine.
Oh geez, what did I do?
Company. Hello, Mrs. Millett.
Oh, hello.
I hope you have
No. Alright, so don't attack the facial recognition robots. They're not aggressive since we had put our face in the facial recognition dataset, so the robots are able to facially recognize us. Oh no, the recon team is dead. Who could have guessed? I'm gonna assume the Brotherhood of Steel is like the followed version of the Mages Guild. If you get sent to find them, they're probably dead. We take their holotape, and then we use their power armor to further repair the set we've been hauling around. We've made it to Freeside. Not a stone's throw away from the strip now, but we can't get in unless we have 2,000 caps. That's a problem, but we'll sort that out soon enough. In the meantime, we stop by Mick and Ralph's shop because I've heard a rumor that they stock a pretty decent shotgun. Here it is, a sawed-off shotgun. Whether it's actually a good shotgun is up for debate, but I think it'll serve us well for this build we're running with. It has a wide bullet spread and terrible accuracy to begin with, but that's fine because you're just adding more garbage into the garbage pile, who cares? As long as we focus on getting up-close meat shots, it shouldn't be too bad. To get the 2,000 caps we need, we could try gambling at the Atomic Wrangler, but unlike other RPGs, luck actually affects your luck in New Vegas. The higher your luck, the better chances you have at winning blackjack. You just always seem to get the card you need. But our luck sucks, so winning blackjack is unlikely. I don't even know if your own personal skill at blackjack can help. I think low luck just makes you very unlucky. Wow, I'm shocked. Instead, we hunt fiends and bandits and sell their loot to the Gunrunner's robot. It doesn't take long before we level up once again. Level 6. We put 7 points into guns to get it to a nice level 50, and put the remaining points into repair. More importantly, being level 6 with at least 45 in guns lets us take the Shotgun Surgeon perk. When using shotguns, regardless of the ammunition used, we ignore an additional 10 points of the target's damage threshold. It effectively negates most light armor. Raiders, fiends, powder gangers, legionnaires. A lot of enemies have enough damage threshold to make you feel super weak, but it's not enough damage threshold to not be overcome by this perk. Oh, I totally forgot about the 200 pre-war monies we looted back at the Repconn facility. That's way more than enough caps to get into the strip. SMH my head. Time to get a bunch of XP. Just one level. Fine, we'll put everything into repair. I feel our damage is really hampered by weapon condition, and any extra repairs we can squeeze out of these shotguns we find will be valuable.
What in the goddamn?
So Benny's a bit shocked that we're alive, but unfortunately we can't go all Ghost of Wasteland present and force him to hand over the platinum chip. Instead, he tells us to meet him in the presidential suite upstairs. He'll answer all our questions if we do. With high enough sneak, we could have smuggled our sawed-off shotgun into the casino, but our sneak is level 1, not an option. Well, upstairs we go then, unarmed. Fancy setup, but where's Benny?
Baby, this little meet and greet of ours, it would be 41 flavors of stupid to let you get a drop on me.
41 flavors? Is that part of the alternate history of Fallout? Baskin-Robbins has an extra 10 flavors?
Do me a favor and stay dead this time, eh?
Well, we've been betrayed, and we got no guns. Neither does Boone. How are you even supposed to handle this in a normal playthrough? Probably talk to Mr. House first. Hindsight is 20/20. So how do we get out of this mess? Any guns in the bathroom? Nope. I thought this game took place in America. Our damage threshold is keeping us alive at least. If we can kill one of these bodyguards with our fists, we could take their weapon and make quick work of the others. But we can't. Alcohol and a pool cue. Here, Boone, you take this one, and I'll use the other one. Tales of Chivalry will help too. I found it, I think, in this suite, actually? A temporary 10-point boost to melee weapons. Alright, let's try this again.
Over here!
Holy moly! Is there no delay to melee attacks in New Vegas? I could just keep attacking. Wow. Well then, excellent. Let's go meet Mr. House.
Hey, you there. I have a message for you.
Oh, right. Both the NCR and Caesar's Legion want to meet with me. You know that tie he's wearing is a clip-on. Mr. House is, of course, a computer. Or is he? He's interfacing with us via a computer at the very least, and he tells us Benny has fled to Caesar's camp at Fortification Hill. And this faux Roman psycho, Foeman, just so happened to invite us over. Convenient that. If Benny's at the camp, then the platinum chip is at the camp. Mr. House needs that chip, so he needs us to go to Caesar's camp. A courier's job is never done. Neither rain, sleet, snow, nor a bullet to the face. We will never surrender. No, some wires might still be crossed up in the old noggin. Doc Mitchell is actually just a dermatologist. Now, if we don't want to side with Mr. House, we can go to Benny's apartment and have a chat with this friendly robot. Yes, man. If we want to create an independent New Vegas, free from the yoke of the NCR, the Legion, and even from Mr. House, we need to follow Yes Man's instructions. We don't have to make a choice just yet, though. We only came here for the easy 1,000 points of XP, getting us to level 8. 10 to repair, 1 to guns. And our perk will be Bloody Mess. Sometimes, enemies will explode on death, and we do 5% more damage with all weapons, but that's not as fun. Let's go back to collecting those Brotherhood holotapes. The last one is at the Nellis Air Force Base, which is pretty close to the strip, but it's guarded by the Boomers, a reclusive tribe that keeps outsiders away by firing howitzers at anything that moves. It's surprisingly effective. No, wait, unsurprisingly. It's unsurprisingly effective. Honestly, it just feels like trial and error every time. Run to cover, wait for the explosions to stop, then run to the next piece of cover. Sometimes, you won't get hit. Other times, you'll get blasted immediately. Once we get close enough to the fence, they stop firing. But this dork thinks threatening me with an RPG is a smart thing to do when I'm standing 10 feet away from him. They bring us to their leader, Pearl, who believes we can show the other Boomers that outsiders aren't so bad. But really, we just came here so they'd stop shooting at us while we loot the dead paladins. So many of their quests have skill requirements that I don't think an alliance with them is worth pursuing. I think most quests have alternate solutions if you don't meet the required levels, but I don't care. I don't want to help them. I can't believe she exploded before she died. Remarkable. How did she manage to do it? With all 3 holotapes, we return to McNamara, who is less than thrilled with the news that all 3 teams are dead, but he's not surprised. Next, he orders us to meet with the 3 scouts he sent with the patrols. As soon as we leave the bunker, we should be able to receive the radio transmissions telling us their locations. See, because of the lockdown, the Brotherhood can neither receive nor transmit messages. Why they can't just send one dude out and place an antenna inside a cactus or something is anyone's guess. I'm sure somebody explained it and I missed that piece of dialogue. The first scout is at the NCR Correctional Facility. He tells us the prisoners overpowered the guards and now use the prison as a base from which to conduct raids. Is the NCR not able to retake a simple prison? The second scout is outside Nelson, a settlement that's currently split down the middle. One side belongs to the NCR, the other to Caesar's Legion, and the Legion doesn't seem to be too happy about us being here. There's no sense fighting when running away is equally as effective. The scout believed the NCR would be able to take out the Legion swiftly. They're just a band of slavers after all. He's not wrong, but I'm sure Caesar thinks a bit more highly of himself. Regardless, it doesn't speak well to the strength of the NCR. The third scout is just outside Nipton. He recounts the Legion attack on the city, and it's a shock that something like this could happen so far west. With how much of an NCR presence there is in the area, how could the Legion pull off something like this? From these reports, Elder McNamara surmises that the NCR isn't nearly as powerful as he had first thought. Not in this region, at least. He would now have us collect spare parts to repair the bunker's air filtration system. It's all busy work. The sandstorms that form in the Hidden Valley are actually caused by the Brotherhood themselves. They use a digital aerosol reactive ultimate display emitter to make the sandstorms. I should workshop that joke. Screw it, we'll leave it in. The sandstorms help cover up their paladins' comings and goings. But all the dust isn't being filtered out of their ventilation system properly. If it's not repaired soon, the entire Brotherhood will have to go outside and touch grass. Or sand. Tumbleweeds. We can find the parts at 3 different locations, each one in a vault. Everything is in 3s. What is he? The alien race that built Rama? Haha. The Ramans, I guess? Well, wait, were the Ramans the things on Rama, or were they the things that built Rama? Whatever, I need to stop overanalyzing throwaway jokes. The power armor is coming soon, but we're gonna get a different companion first. Boone's been great, but his secondary ability, the enemies highlighting when we look down our iron sights, is a bit underwhelming. Probably great if you're a sniper, but we're not. Instead, there's another companion out there who reduces the rate at which your equipment degrades. To get to him, we must fight our way to the top of Black Mountain and kill the super mutant running the place. The vile, the dastardly, the abhorrent Tabitha.
This is a dangerous place, human, especially for your kind. I suggest you turn back. There's nothing good waiting for you further on.
It would be nice if Neil would help us, but our speech is far too low to convince him. Friendly guy though, always smiling. Boone, look out! You got it. A lot of these super mutants have hunting rifles. They're not shotguns, but they're still pretty strong. And they're decent for mid to long range combat. And there'll be a ton of these things lying around, so we can get one that has full condition, meaning it does maximum damage. Jeez, these Nightkin. Even with Shotgun Surgeon, I can't cut through all their damage threshold. Probably because of the spread. I don't know how damage threshold interacts with individual pellets, or how Shotgun Surgeon affects the individual pellets. This would be impossible without Boone. It's definitely one of the bigger problems I have with New Vegas. Sometimes it feels like bullets do no damage. Like, what was that? I hit this guy point blank, and his health bar is untouched. There's no shield icon, so it's not like the damage threshold blocked it, right? I know everything is like level 1 and I'm starting really weakened right now, but like, my gun's level is pretty high. I don't think special stats actually affect your damage. It's just strength affects your accuracy. I'm sure I'm missing a critical mechanic that everyone's gonna be upset about. I only played New Vegas for the first time less than a year ago, so I'm not very good at the game. Oh no, radiation poisoning. Now some of our special stats will be reduced from 1 to 1. What the Deathclaw? Oh my god, get him, Boone! Why the hell are the Nightkins so loud? Sort of defeats the purpose of invisibility, don't you think? Would you die already? Oh, level 9. 61 guns. Americans when someone asks what's in their guest room. Uh-oh, he's got a fat boy. Boone, priority target. Missiles don't weigh anything, but they're pretty valuable, so we're gonna take them. Annabelle. Oh, this isn't a fat boy. This is just a missile launcher, and it's almost broken. But who knows when you might need to shoot a missile or 10. In the prison building, we read the terminal on the left. get the super secret password from the final entry, 123456789, and access the other terminal in the room, which lets us disengage the lock on the nearby door. Within is a ghoul named Raul Alfonso Tejada, voiced by none other than Danny Trejo.
Took you long enough, so can I go now?
Isn't that fun? When I was younger, me and one of my friends would play a lot of Def Jam, that old hip-hop fighting game, which is kind of whatever. And Danny Trejo was a character in it. I think you could throw him in front of a train. We dismiss Boone, sending him back to the Lucky 38 on the strip, and tell Raul to come on an adventure with us. While he's our companion, our equipment degrades at a 50% rate, effectively doubling their lifespan. Seems Tabitha doesn't want us to leave with her prisoner, but that's too bad. Oh no. Okay, we need some distance. Oh, they're fast. But they can't reach me if I stand... Whoa. Annabelle. Raul, duck. Yeah, we did it. That was all me. With Tabitha's keys, we can now loot a bunch of their loot. Lots of ammo, spare guns, explosives. I'm taking all the guns, repairing them with each other, and hauling everything I can carry to a vendor. High condition weapons sell for a bit, and one weapon weighs less than two. Math. While killing fiends outside of Vault 3, one of the vaults the Brotherhood sent us to, it occurred to me that upgrading Raul's passive ability is actually really easy. It just involves talking to people, and then talking to Raul. Oh, level 10. 11 points to guns. And for our next perk, Intense Training. An extra point of agility improves our guns and lets us reload faster. Just ignore that I'm super rad right now and my agility is reduced anyway. Okay, Raul. First, we return to the Nellis Air Force Base and speak with Loyal. After leaving the conversation, Raul remarks how nice it is to see someone as old as Loyal still finding a way to be useful to his people. If you're interested, you can use this opportunity to learn more about Raul's backstory and his family. Next, we chat with Corporal Sterling at Fort McCarran. He's an NCR trooper, former ranger, who had to give up the adventuring life after being taken prisoner by the Legion. They broke every bone in his hands and feet, but somehow he managed to escape anyway. But he would have drowned had a nearby group of rangers not witnessed him tumbling into the river. Raul is touched that a man who suffered so much is still willing to do whatever he can to help his people. Raul then opens up further about his life before he became a ghoul. The final person we speak with is Ranger Andy back in Novac. His leg was permanently injured during an encounter with Legion slavers. They used a child to drop a live grenade at his feet. I think he also fell down a flight of stairs at some point. Raul asks us what we think about guys who have a whole lifetime of experience, but have to give it up when they're old, slow, or injured. Our dialogue options with him up to this point determines the path he takes, and I didn't realize this until this point, so we really lucked out. He'll either slow down and lean further into his machine maintenance skills, or he'll pick up his old vaquero armor and become a gunslinger once again. We got him to slow down, improving his 50% degradation reduction to a 75% degradation reduction. He will still fight alongside us, don't be mistaken. He just won't be a super cool sharpshooter. He'll just be a super cool, good at killing guys for us. Alright, back to the main quest. Or, no, back to the initial diversion from the main quest. Our main side quest, the Brotherhood, Vault 3.
What the fuck?
I think one of them has a flamethrower. It took a bit, but I found the reverse pulse cleaner. Dozens of fiends. 30 minutes of wandering. What an adventure. They hid the thing in a nondescript locker. Vault 11 is up next. Instead of fiends, it's got bugs. The praying mantis was my favorite bug when I was a kid. Such strange creatures. And yeah, they're not true bugs, but you know what I mean. So-called true bugs are from the order Hemiptera, which are insects like cicadas and leafhoppers. But then that means ladybugs aren't bugs. But come on, a ladybug is a bug. I think my favorite bug now is, level 11 in Vault 11. Beautiful. Bring guns to 80 and repair to 29. Anyway, my favorite bug. Mantises are still up there, but the differential pressure controller is in this locker. Wonderful. Now to find a way out of this place. So, favorite bug. If we don't include any kind of spider, if we're just talking about insects, then it's probably... Box elder bugs are charming little guys. Harmless, striking colors, their eggs are bright red. It's fun to see their life cycle, going from egg to little baby to bigger baby to adolescent thing and then like adult, and it's just a fun little thing to see. They also seem to be very averse to being touched, so they're unlikely to land on you. They keep to themselves. I can relate to that. Ironically, they are true bugs. Vault 22. Look how lush this place is. It probably has nothing to do with what's going on inside the vault. I think there are several quests that take you here, but we're just going to focus on the one. I explored this vault in my first playthrough, which I streamed by the way, you can watch the vault in the VOD channel, plug, and it was an absolute maze. I suspect it still is. It's a bit like Vault 11, it's got mantises, but there's also plant men, or plant women. I couldn't be sure. A lot of plants are both, pistils and stamens. I think it would be rude to check. I don't want to be rude. Man, this took ages to find. 6 HEPA 20 cartridge filters. This vault is ridiculous. Someone should incinerate this place. We bring all this crap back to Senior Knight Lorenzo, let Elder McNamara know we got the job done, and ascend to level 12. We put 1 point into repair for an even 30, and 10 to guns, putting us at 90. The perk we'll be taking is a no-brainer, and stay back. Shooting an enemy with a shotgun has a chance to knock them back, and that knockback is more extreme than you might expect. You might think, after all this, McNamara would let us into the Brotherhood. After all this, he'd teach us how to wear power armor. But no, he has one more job for us. We must head to the summit of Black Mountain and install a remote signal transmitter to one of their consoles. Conveniently, somebody already killed all the super mutants up there. A quest worthy of only the noblest of knights. Finally, he teaches us how to wear power armor. Along with the lesson, he gives us a set of T45D power armor. We already had that, but we can use this set for repairs. The armor provides a bit of radiation resistance, 2 points of strength, and almost 30 points of damage threshold. It lowers our agility by a bit, but I think it's worth it. The biggest upgrade, however, is our expanded access to the Brotherhood supplies. From Knight Torres, we buy a Riot shotgun. It uses 12 gauge ammo, and it can fire 12 times before needing to be reloaded. It's a bit expensive, but we got some spare power armor we can sell, and a bunch of energy weapon ammunition we're never going to use. Our membership also gives us access to the Brotherhood of Steel safe house, which is, funnily enough, not far from Raoul's shack. In the safe house is a bunch of munitions and armor. Materiel, if you will. Good for repairing, good for selling, good for shooting. We're going to swap out our T45D power armor for the T51B power armor. It gives only 1 point of strength, but we don't lose any agility. Time to get back to the main quest. We've been a bit distracted with the Metal Bros. We head to Cottonwood Cove in the southeastern portion of the region, and have this joke of a human take us upriver to Fortification Hill, to the Legion's camp. Remember, this is where Benny ran off to a million years ago. You know, if members of the Legion actually spoke Latin, instead of just Latin greetings and titles, maybe it'd be easier to take them more seriously. Or, if they dropped the whole Roman aesthetic completely and just went by the name of Caesar's Legion, they wouldn't be so goofy. You could call your crew, I don't know, the Great Khans without pretending to be 12th century Mongolians. Although I guess a group of raiders wouldn't be terribly different from Genghis Khan's horde. Wait.
So I finally get to meet the courier who's accomplished so much in so little time.
This is Caesar? This is just a guy. This is just a regular dude. He looks like he owns a roofing company. He started 30-some years ago, working with his uncle, and now he mostly manages contracts because the labor took a toll on his back. And even though his hires don't do the work the way he'd want it done, he doesn't want to micromanage them because he still believes in them. He still defends their work because he knows he only hires the best people. I don't know why I expected someone more imposing. Certainly not someone sitting on a shitty throne. Maybe they should have given him an intimidating mask or something. Is this a prank? So Joe Everyman here has Benny tied up off to the side of his lovely court, and he confiscated the platinum chip from our checkerboard friend. The chip is, among other things, a key into the basement of an old building within Caesar's camp. Caesar's convinced whatever's down there is to the benefit of Mr. House, and he would have us go in there and destroy whatever we find. He didn't send his own men in because technology bad. Ooh, God, Caesar's an idiot. Once inside, we're met with Mr. House's static visage once again. All according to Keikaku, he says. He needed the platinum chip to get here, and now it's here. It's a data storage device. It's a USB drive. And he needs us to manually upload the data to the terminal on the other end of the facility. The place is full of security robots, but the Protectrons die in a single hit from our sawed-off shotgun. The turrets are a bit more dangerous since they light us up before we're in shotgun range, but Raoul's a good wingman, and he can finish off the enemies while we reload. Even the caravan shotgun is decent enough. These robots aren't terribly strong. We slot the chip into the console, install the Securitron Mark II upgrade software, and return topside to tell Caesar that we totally destroyed the stuff that was down there. Yup, it's broke. And Benny ultimately succumbs to a natural death from traumatic amounts of blood loss due to relentless machete attacks. Before we leave, Caesar gives us another job to do. Kill Mr. House. Take him out of the picture. That sounds like XP to me. Howdy, Mr. House. I come bearing a platinum gift.
Such a small thing, isn't it? And yet so capacious. So very dear.
Oh, is that the line you use? After showing off what the platinum chip did, what upgrades it imparted upon his Securitrons, such as explosives, because that's exactly how you keep the peace in a small area as you blow people up, we ascend to level 13, maxing out our gun skill, and then we circle back to Yes Man to let him know what the status of things is. What the status is. We get Yes Man up to speed. He'd like us to meet with the various tribes throughout the Mojave, picking and choosing which ones we'd like to ally ourselves with when the time comes. We can also exterminate them if we're so inclined. I don't think we gotta waste time with any of that. The Securitrons are all we need. We already met with the Brotherhood and the Boomers, so we tell Yes Man to ignore them. The Omertas, the White Glove Society, and the Great Khans, however, we've yet to meet. We'll get around to that, and then tell Yes Man to ignore them. But there's the matter of Mr. House. If Yes Man can't take control of Mr. House's network, then the Securitrons won't be on our side. They'll be on Mr. House's side. We need to take Mr. House out of the picture. At this point in the questline, we don't need to hack the terminal to use it, so we can freely take the elevator down to the control room. The Securitrons don't like it, but our armor is strong, and they don't matter. If Mr. House were smart, he'd have robots down here too. Wakey wakey, Mr. House. Time to... Whoa. That was fast. Wonderful. We tell Yes Man to join us at the Lucky 38 and watch as he uploads himself to Mr. House's system. Do you remember Face from Nick Jr.? Now that Yes Man is all set up in his new body, all that's left for us to do is meet with the other tribes. But we should probably let Caesar know Mr. House is dead. Not because we're interested in helping him, but because it completes a quest, and it gets us an easy 100 XP. Back at the strip, we talk to the receptionist of the Gomorrah Casino and flip the Meet the Omertas quest flag, and then stroll on over to the White Lux and talk to Marjorie, officially meeting the White Gloves. The Great Khans are in Red Rock Canyon west of Vault 3. We can't tell Yes Man to ignore them until we meet them, so off we go. Immediately upon returning to Vault 3, we're attacked by fiends, and hit level 14. 11 points to repair, and the perk we'll be taking is Intense Training, netting another point of agility. We should really deal with this radiation poisoning. These points to our agility are pointless. On our way to Red Rock Canyon, we encounter our first Cazadors. Not a problem as long as they don't touch you. That sounds stupidly obvious, but it's not because they're particularly strong, it's because of their poison. Venom. It's insidious. Half the time you won't realize you're poisoned until you die once the Cazadors are dead. Did you know Cazador means hunter in Spanish? Man, the and stay back perk trolls you sometimes. I thought it was dead.
Guess my eyes ain't playing tricks after all.
There's so many geckos. Do geckos even live in the Mojave? In real life? Oh, so they do. The western banded gecko. Looks like a leopard gecko. Same family. But leopard geckos are from the rocky desert areas in and around Pakistan. Red Rock Canyon. Time to meet... Oh. That's all we had to do. We don't actually have to meet them. We just had to walk here. Okay. Back to Yes Man then. We tell him to ignore the tribes, and he's more than happy to oblige. Next, he wants us to help stop the assassination of President Kimball, the president of the NCR. But the NCR hates us, apparently. I don't know what we did. Helping the Brotherhood? Returning to Caesar for XP? I don't know. Who cares? The president is on his own. So Yes Man gives us an override module, which we are to affix to the power control terminal at the El Dorado substation. This will give Yes Man access to those systems, and he'll handle it from there. The end of the game is coming, so let's make some final preparations. We sell a bunch of stuff to the Gunrunner's Vendortron, and buy plenty of 12-gauge ammunition. Normal rounds, buckshot rounds, Dragon's Breath rounds, which shoot fire out of your gun, and armor-piercing rounds. Those last ones might be the most useful. Since we're in the area, we should cure our radiation at the medical clinic. It costs 100 caps. That's literally it. That's all we had to do this whole time. This is almost like a sub-challenge. Can you beat Fallout New Vegas while irradiated? Yes, apparently. If you make it so it doesn't matter. Like I said, the NCR doesn't really like us. So as soon as we enter the El Dorado substation, they yell at us, and I get spooked. So I quickly leave. They follow me out, of course. So...
I've got you now.
the Legion is gonna barrel through these schmucks.
They got to President Kimball. How long can we hold out?
1 second. So Kimball is already dead. Those assassins are prompt. But unlike the Dark Brotherhood assassins of Morrowind, they're actually effective.
You better get out of here if you...
Let's override this substation. Level 15. 50 repair. We can now make weapon repair kits. But it's a little late to start worrying about that. Time to beat the game. Yes Man outlines what we can do once we arrive at the Hoover Dam. Either route the power to Fortification Hill and awaken a bunch of Mark II Securitrons, or disable the dam, giving the NCR no reason to stick around. I think the death robots will be more useful, and more fun. I know not who is friend, and I know not who is foe. All I know is I must shoot. Everybody dies, except Raul. The NCR Rangers seem to be non-aggressive. We've made it to the dam, and there are 2 NCR goons standing outside the power station. They think they're safe inside their power armor. The knockdown effect is incredible.
Hi!
Yes Man's already here. That's the benefit of being software connected to a network. You travel at the speed of light. Well, the speed of electricity at least. And that might be close to the speed of light? There was a whole arc on the science side of YouTube debating this subject. Veritasium, Electroboom. I can't remember what the conclusion was, but electricity he's quick. We tell Yes Man to send power to the fort, and once we pull the lever, our job here at the dam is done. Time to assault Caesar's camp. Ooh, anti-materiel rifle. 142 damage per bullet. Accuracy is still a bit terrible. It requires 8 strength to wield properly. We have slightly less than that, but it could still be fun. Let's clear out these idiots.
Don't worry, boss. With my cataracts, you only sort of look like the bad guy. Get up, boss. I mean, if that fits with this.
Why don't they have guns? Is that it? Is there no one else? Is this a trap?
An envoy of Vegas, yet you carry yourself for battle. If so, you cannot truly be of that city of cowards.
How is this not Caesar? This should have been Caesar, not that balding dipshit. And I could say that because I'm a bald dipshit. I'm a tier higher. I have seniority.
We shall see how brave you are when nailed to the walls of Hoover Dam. Another kill to my name.
Talk? I'm sorry. Legate Lanius is unconscious? New Vegas, can we not have the final boss become immortal for no reason? And now he's running away. Oh, he's coming back. Well, that was bullshit. Alright, I'm pissed. We killed him the first time, but the stupid game decided to cheat. No more ammo conservation nonsense. We're unloading everything.
An envoy of fate.
Oh my god, he just runs away when he's almost dead. And he has the gall to call others cowards.
Explosive brothers.
This prick. Flechette rounds, no mercy. Spam bullets until they get knocked back, and then reload. There's a good chance one of the 12 shots will knock him over. Done. That took 25 minutes. The first attempt would have been successful, but the game made him unkillable for no reason. I thought enemies in New Vegas didn't have essential flags. Looks like Lanius does sometimes. Stupid New Vegas. Game's fun. And then the NCR shows up, just in time to usurp our efforts. But Thank you, robots. And that's Fallout New Vegas, starting with everything at level 1. Honestly, not as bad as I thought it'd be. I figured my limited perk choice would cause several problems. But really, all you need is Shotgun Surgeon and Stay Back. Pair it with a Riot Shotgun and copious amounts of ammunition, and you're set. If I were to do this again, I'd probably do the intense training into luck and put points into barter instead of repair.
We accomplished a lot together. It was fun. Take care.